Hey everybody, welcome back. The time has come to finally test the Boom Racing Hustler, the tire that I have talked so much trash about over the years. We're finally going to take a look at it again and try to give it a fair chance. To be fair to the Hustler, my hatred for this tire stems from the last time that I drove these, which was many years ago. I drove them, they wouldn't grip anything, and they were all around just a horrible tire. Now, that was the 4.45-inch size. I don't know what compound they were in. They were in the compound that doesn't grip anything. And it was with the factory inserts, which are dual stage, but they're far too soft and undersized, just like the inserts in the aggressors. So we're going to try not to take any or bring any negative opinions of this tire into this review. And we're going to try to take a unbiased look at the Hustler, which is one of my least favorite tires of all time. And I have talked so much trash on it over the years. But today we're looking at the Hustler in Class 2 true 4.75-inch size in the red compound. They have red and black. The red is their more trail compound, think Proline G8. And the black is their more ultra soft compound, think Proline Predator. The aggressors have not really impressed me that much, and according to Boom Racing, those are supposed to be one of their more performance-oriented tires. And I've tested those in black, and they've been pretty meh. But again, we're not going to hold that against them. There's plenty of brands that have good tires and bad tires. But it'll be interesting to see how they perform. So without further ado, let's take a look at how the Boom Racing Hustler handles the side hill. Now, I have mentioned that the not good so far. I'm having trouble even getting up to the obstacle, and we have rolled out already, and we need to be helped. Well, so far, not a good start. Let's hope that was driver error. I did mention that the foams that these tires come with are a undersized dual stage foam. I am running Three Brothers 3D printed inserts in these today. So hopefully we will have as good of a chance as we can have with the Hustler. And we're on to side hill, and immediately we see the same thing that we saw with the aggressor, the same thing that I remember with the Hustler, is it immediately just starts sliding sideways. Look at that rear end. The ass can't even keep up with the front of the truck, and it's just sliding sideways. Now, to be fair, these have never been run before. Sometimes a lug needs to, quote, break in, but most of the time that's just an excuse for, the tire gets slightly less horrible the longer you drive it, which most tires get better as you drive them, as that lug breaks off the leading edge and it gets a little feathering on it, and it gets rid of any mold release compound or anything from the factory. But a tire generally doesn't start off awful and then become good once it's broken in. And if somebody tells you that there's a tire out there that does that, A, I would like to test that tire, but B, I will tell you they're most likely just coping. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to successfully reposition. Well, I can, because I'm able to just slide the rear end down the rock. Oh man, these have more slide than anything I've seen sideways. Now we try to go up. Able to go up the rock mostly without any issues. Not seeing a lot of slip back, which is good. But again, that side slide is horrible. That's the worst tire that I've tested so far on camera when it comes to its side hill ability. Now, yes, there have been some tires that have rolled out more because we were testing them with a very soft single stage insert, but we have since decided that we will test everything with a dual stage insert, and the tires that were tested on the factory single stage inserts, single stage open cells, are getting retested on dual stages. So I'm basing this all on how much sideways slide there is, and now I might fall backwards off the obstacle. I don't even have enough forward drive to go up. Hustler is doing truly horrible. I promise I'm trying not to be biased. I'm trying to let bygones be bygones. And I know you can't hear it on camera today because I'm using the lapel mic with a giant windsock on it to battle this insane wind we have today, but there is lug noise galore, which, lug noise doesn't always mean anything, but typically when you have a lot of lug noise, you don't have a lot of grip. So side hailing performance is bad. I don't really know what else to... I don't really just want to roll off this obstacle over and over again, but like that's going to roll out if I continue. It's just going to slide. It's just going to slide until it either rolls or I reposition it. It just slides sideways, which this is going to present a challenge on several of the obstacles here because there's multiple obstacles that require that side hilling as part of the obstacle. So, judging from our first obstacle, I'm not optimistic on how the Hustlers are going to do today. And yep, we roll getting off the obstacle. Of course we do. But that'll give us a chance to see what do they do in the loose dirt. They should be all right. They've got a pretty good tread, or a pretty good lug on them, pretty deep lug, and it's definitely a firmer compound. So the loose dirt was okay, but the second we get a slightest mechanical hang up, the slider got hooked, it rubs on that branch there, then forward progress stops. And you can see here, we're just trying to pull up over that tiny little ledge, and we can't. This is the same thing that I saw with like the $20 Chanmu tires. That's bad. Coming on to wet or dry, the camera's about to tip over in the wind, and we approach our obstacle through the water, and I already have very low hopes for how these are going to perform wet. But we shall see. The waves have calmed down a little bit, so our rocks aren't as wet as they were before, but the tires are still wet. And I don't think that these could do this dry. Now, this is going to require recovery. We have slipped back. Oh, okay. Oh, the whole rear end of the truck is now in the water. We're going to see if we can just drive it out of the water. Unable to pull up onto easy rock. All right, well, I don't see the point in this. One more chance, because if nothing else, we do believe in second chances. Come on. Just go straight. If it just can go straight across, then it falls back. Can we hook that edge? We cannot. Major fail. The only other tire to fail that obstacle this weekend, with it being wet, was the Aggressor, the other Boom Racing tire. And I have questions whether we're even going to get up here. This is laughably bad. Like, this is worse than Ally Express tires. And the thing is, the Hustlers are not necessarily cheap. Now, they have been on sale on ATs.com, which is a reseller for Boom Racing, for about $23 a set. So they're not insanely expensive, but we're still looking at close to $50 for a pair. And this is the performance we're getting. It's going to fall. Come on, pull the butt over. Not a chance. The tires that do not grip, the Boom Racing Hustler, aptly named, I will say, because they are hustling you, selling these as a rock crawling tire. All right. Well, technically, we haven't passed an obstacle yet. Now, a reminder, this is the red compound. And unfortunately for me, I have another set of these in black compound. Because even when I hate something, I want to be justified in my hatred for it. Camera's gonna tip. Yeah. Well, we got up on it. We got a side hill off. See how that goes. Boy, I would love it if this wind would stop. It keeps wanting to blow over the camera. It's making my eyes water. I hate wind. Boom racing hustlers look as stupid as they perform, with a just plain design lug that looks like it's not going to grip anything. And of course, the red compound very much feels like, you know, your AliExpress, Amazon, just rubber tires. I will say the black compound, at least on the aggressors, feels a little bit more like a crawler tire compound. I'm assuming that the hustlers are going to feel the same way. And I'm assuming that the black hustlers, maybe we'll get better performance out of them. But this, so far, is strictly for trail use only. Let's see how we do getting up here. A little bit worse than it actually looks on camera. Yeah, that's why, because we get that side shuttle. And the more it shuttles to the side, the more difficult it becomes. Will speed persevere? It will. Well, not pretty, but we did it. Okay, fighting the camera again. I will say something that the hustlers are having to contend with that is outside of their control is the wind has once again picked up, and I'm driving one-handed a lot as I use my other hand to make sure that the camera doesn't blow over. So now I'm pretty good at one-handed driving. I have adjusted my remote and set it up more for one-handed driving since I'm recording more. So not the end of the world, but worth mentioning. I am having to drive one-handed more with this tire than I have other tires today. And that is not because of the hustler. That is because of the stupid wind. However, I'm driving with two hands right now, and we are just unable to pull up on this obstacle. Searching for grip in all the places where grip can be obtained, trying all the different ways to get up here, and all we get is bouncing and sliding back and forth. You might ask, with the bouncing, a lot of times that can mean the insert is too firm or overstuffed. I mean, I'm running it's not even dual stage 3D insert. This is their single stage 3D insert. It's soft. It's actually softer than the foams that come with this tire. The problem with the foams that come with this tire is they're just undersized. So even though they're a dual stage, they don't really act as a dual stage, because the quote second stage that is supposed to be your closed cell firm inner is so small that it is there, but it doesn't prevent enough of the tire from collapsing when side hilling, and it will just roll out. I have confirmed this with that insert with many tires, There are a select few that insert works well in. Most of them are 4.5-inch tires. And that is the problem, is the same insert that they use in the 4.45-inch Aggressor Hustler is used in the 4.75-inch Hustler. Oh, that's good. Yeah, let's take that rock with us. Okay, well, it's been a while since I've seen a tire not be able to get up there. I believe the last one that wasn't were the Chanmus. And the Chanmus are a $20 set of tires that are clearly not meant to be rock crawling tires. But quite honestly, they might be better than the Hustlers. Oh, can we save this? Get my rear tire off there. Yep, we saved it. So that's a success. More wind. Oh, don't knock the camera over. We'll see if we even get up onto this guy. Pretty sure the Chanmu's got up here. Come on. There you go. Which doesn't matter. If this is successful, if these tires make it up this obstacle, and I promise you I'm going to give it a real shot. If these tires make it up this obstacle, I will send a Fusion SE 1200 kV motor to the first person who comments on this video. Again, that's if these tires make it up the obstacle. And I promise you, I will try. Oh. Okay, reset. Give it another shot. What we need to do is get the rear end up. Then I need to get the front end over to the right edge. Try to walk it up that way. But the rear end has to be on the obstacle before it'll actually do it. And the Aggressors are actually not made to be used on a vehicle. Maybe they're like super, super slow. Pop, 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 pop. That lug's just popping. Okay, super slow is not doing it. Go over this way. We got the rear up, but then as soon as we try to reposition, the rear just slips off because there is no lack of forward drive. So now the question I'm already asking is, will the blacks be able to do this? The Aggressors could not with the Crawler Innovations foam. They are going to get another chance on a different sized foam inside, maybe even a 3D insert. Maybe I'll run this 3D insert on them and see what happens. All right. I don't think that anybody's going to get a free fusion out of the Hustler. But you know what? Keep an eye out for when I test the blacks. I don't have them in hand yet. They're in the mail. They're on the way. So next month, when I come out to test my next batch of tires, I will test those. And then the way I release videos, probably 2 months in your time. But keep an eye out for the black Hustlers. If the black Hustlers do this obstacle, I will honor that free fusion to the first commenter of that video. Sometimes a tire is just so bad that it just deserves to be hated. Now, Boom Racing, their big claim they make on this tire all the time is that it's G6 certified. Well, so I'm in loose dirt trying to crawl over some small rocks, and nothing's happening. Now I'm stuck. Mechanical hang up, yes, but a tire with grip should be able to not get hung up there. There we go. But anyway, they love to put on their products how it's Recon G6 certified, which sounds great. But what Recon G6 is, it's an endurance trail event, and anything can get certified by completing it. And all it is they have different levels of endurance, and I don't remember what they all are. I've done it once. I did the 12-hour endurance, but there's like a 2, a 6, an 8, and a 12, maybe even a 24-hour endurance. Just trail run. And I mean, it's easy trails. It's like green hiking trails. And all you got to do is complete it. So really, a driver being G6 certified is more impressive than any product being G6 certified. I mean, literally anything should be able to do that. You could take a stock RTR rig and not do a single thing to it, not even put new tires, no new motor, no anything, and it'll do a G6 event. But boy, they like to stick that on their products. Oh, it's G6 certified. Somebody ran this endurance trail ride with it. I can't even get on the entrance to this obstacle. And I promise you guys, I hate this tire, but I am not doing this deliberately. I am trying. I want it to do better than it's doing. I want it to prove me wrong. I want it to show me that I have not wasted $100. Actually, if I include the aggressors in this and the red aggressors that I'm inevitably going to order, $200 in Boom Racing tires that are not even good enough to send to somebody. I should say the aggressors aren't awful. They're definitely way better than these. But to be fair, the aggressors I've tested are black compound and these are red compound, and so we shall see how the black compound Hustlers do and the red compound aggressors do. But I am about to fail this obstacle. Ooh, that was slipper. Must have a slipper in this. One of my other videos, I thought that I had taken... Okay, there we go. Yeah, right. One of my other videos, I thought I hit slipper, and then I thought, well, didn't I do a slipper eliminator on this? But I must not have. That was definitely slipper back there. That's good. All right, well, that's definitely a fail. I'm not going to waste my day trying that. I gotta be honest, guys. I am tired of driving this tire. I don't even really want to finish the course. This is the worst tire that I have driven on camera to date. I wouldn't even narrow that down to just on camera, but definitely on camera. This is worse than the Chanmu. It was very bad. And as far as Boom Racing as a company, I like their rigs. I mean, they're very much a scale company, which is kind of why it interests me that they even have tires like this. Like this, the Aggressor, they're not scale tires. And the whole purpose of something not being scale is that it is higher performance. I'm not even really recording it. You know, you might do some of it to avoid having to pay licensing, but really, if you're going to give us a tire that is not scale, at least have it perform, because what we're willing to do sometimes with a scale tire is sacrifice performance for the look of the scale tire, especially if you're building a scale rig. Maybe you're building a scale rig of a 1-to-1 that you have or that you like, or maybe you just are building a scaler where trail driving is more of a focus than rock crawling is. But if you're going to give me a tire that is not scale, and it doesn't even perform as good as a scale tire, what really is the point of it? Especially when that tire is not, you know, even on sale, this tire is more expensive than it should be. These should be $23 for a set of 4. If these were $23 for a set of 4, I would say, you know what? They're trash, but they're $23 for a set. But these are $23 for a pair, and that's on sale. They're actually, MSRP, I believe, is $30. And like, they can't do the simplest things. It's just so bad. Like I said, Hustler is the right name for these tires, because anybody who spent money on this tire hoping to have something that performed well definitely got hustled. So we fail another obstacle, an all-out fail, can't even get up. Now our next one is a hill climb. As you know, we try this at 40% throttle, is what our goal is. There's about 40%. Still 40%. Doing okay. Still 40%. Still 40%. It's like forward progress is halted. All right, we're going 100%. Oh, come on. Oh, that's running into a tree. All right, they make it up on 100. Okay, so that single drive exhausted me more than the 4 other tires that I've tested today combined, because just watching a tire perform so poorly, for some reason it's exhausting. So how about those Hustlers, huh? Yeah, how about those Hustlers? All I'll say is you can see for yourself why I hate the Hustler. And earmuffs, kids. Fuck Boom Racing Hustlers. These are horrible tires. Do not buy them. Do not spend any money on these tires. Boom Racing should be ashamed for releasing these. I'll give the black a chance, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Have a good day, everybody.